Jar Oil. The company have filling stations across the country, and our rates are relatively cheaper than anyone else across the country. Jar Oil is the biggest producer and distributor of cement in the country with the most competitive prices in the market.
Sant yàlla.
looy xaar utal Wave nga scan nga fay nag doo ci yokku dara.
If you're an entrepreneur and your business is not yet registered, if you're looking to grow your registered business, or you're an accomplished professional, our Elevate program supports you with access to finance, access to markets, access to capacity building. Sign up now or refer a friend at ecobank.com/elevate. Elevate by EcoBank. A better way, a better Africa.
So you've been engaged in discussions with them over these border issues?
Within the border. But they'll tell you, then their farm fee, there's no problem. The locals will tell you, we don't have any problem in that. But it is now the government that is coming. Do you know why, Peter?
No.
That this government need to be very careful. Claims and counter-claims of border will not only be saying that we want the land, this measurement is inside Gambia, whatever. It is also a tactful aspect of what resources.
So this is more than about
It's
land.
more than about land. Okay. It's more than about claiming and Senegal saying you took our part. It's about how well fitted are you to be able to go in depth to look about possibilities of resources.
Okay.
Now, if Senegal could have oil, we're very short distance. What is happening with the Gambia? Who knows if the canal was dipping to make sure it flows back to Senegal? What research do we have? Energy minister telling us stories from minister to minister. Because why? We are not prepared.
So you think...
And now, I can tell you, when Senegal is also meeting the border, they are more prepared than us. They'll bring gadgets and lay. They do their feasibility measurement of gadgets. I met the current Minister of Land. He told me they've also had a border unit now in the Minister of Local Government and Lands. It shows that he's also committed and ready. That they've also bought equipment. And they've also had a department of his own towards this border issue. When Senegal has gone far, and militarily also, they have also gone far into using military to make sure they seek and preference the area. Do you know how they blackmail Gambians? It's about 2016 when they came. They plotted geographically each and every territory. They said, okay, our problem is at the borderline in Fonyi. Let's send military in Fonyi. They'll be camouflaging. And now, do you know the Senegalese soldiers in Fonyi, they can roam length and breadth of Fonyi without being accompanied by Gambian soldiers? Do they know the country? What are they roaming for? Wherever they roam, they are now tracking and saving the route that they're using. So it means if Fonyi is a map, they've already draw it and get it and save it. Today, if whatever happens now, the Gambia is just like an egg in the hands of the security of Senegal.
They will know their way round.
And I can tell you for free, if any president is coming to take power after 2026, he needs to relocate State House for security reasons. Our State House is taken.
You don't think Barrow will continue?
No, for Barrow, I don't want him to continue because what? He will soon mortgage our country.
Yeah, you don't want him to continue,
yes.
but the likelihood is, according to...
No, the likelihood is about the opposition. How do we unite the front to make sure change our course?
Oh, okay.
So, and again also, it's not only the opposition but Gambian people. Gambian, if they want change, they will do. They did that in 2016. What is stopping them to work towards making sure it happens? But because the problem now is...
What is the likelihood of a fully united opposition against...
No, the problem is everybody is hungry of power. That's the real fact. Everybody wants to be a leader. Building parties, building, movements, onto counter movements, leadership onto counter leadership. The focus is not there. Though you hear in different coalition talks, but I know the coalition talks will end up becoming disintegrated. Others will go. I'm telling you, these are the facts.
Will disintegrate?
Yes, because I don't see the reality where leaders are ready to give chance to each other. Because the problem is, if you want change, you have to compromise and give chance to each other. So, Peter, I am telling you all these issues that we are in Fonyi. And now, some of these issues that we have, lack of logistics of the area. It was in Bullock. It was just of recent where they have a vehicle. We cried. We speak out in Parliament. Even some of our police stations in Fonyi, from Bullock to Kalaji, there was no mobility. It was only then where we have a vehicle for Sibano. So,
isn't it ironical?
Yes.
That political parties seemingly are richer than the state? They can provide multiple motorbikes and cars,
I do tell them this
for their campaigns, whereas we are struggling to provide vehicles for our police, for internal security.
Peter, that's why I do tell Gambians, whoever is vying for power is just here to enrich himself. For example, they accuse Jammeh of all ill will. These are facts. Jammeh was a poor soldier, lived in a village, has nothing. After 22 years, they said he has amassed this number of wealth.
But
Barrow?
But didn't he?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Didn't he?
For me...
Was Jammeh not rich when he was leaving, in January 2017?
No, for Jammeh...
Was he not rich?
He can be rich. And he is rich. Why? Because I said this was the notion that the coalition partners and people who came to seek power said this will not continue. And I'm telling you, CD, the admin secretary of NPP, archives are there. Go to QTV.
CDCC.
He visited Barrow's area. By then, he was not a politician. Stockade fence of a compound in Mankamankunda. Very dilapidated structure.
Yeah.
But today, he's one of the richest.
He's been president for 10 years.
So how about somebody who has served for 20 years?
Yeah, but...
And he has been farming.
No, apparently...
And he has been using all issues to make sure he do all this.
No.
But now, it's a crime. It's a crime for him. And now, let me tell you, Jawara, did he build a house and say, this is my retirement house? It never. The answer is no. Jammeh, did he build a house and said, I, Jammeh, am building a house, announcing that this is my retirement house? No. Today, go to Fajara. He built a house in an area where it's more suitable. When you have vulnerable Gambians who are teachers, nurses, educationalists, even having land access is a problem. And he said it is his home for retirement. And today, Barrow is one of the richest. As you have said, political parties, they are competing. When you go to state institutions, even mobility is a problem.
Yeah, I just said that.
So now, if they can come and now tell us stories, do you think we'll be genuinely ready to rely? For example, today, if Barrow comes and says, "Okay, look, I could remember in 2017, military fleets that were bought and labeled Gambia Armed Forces was all over when Jammeh was there with an election. He can buy political vehicles, but he also buy mobility for security institutions. It was a trial when he left. Now, look at the array of vehicles that they have auctioned in terms of $5,000, $10,000, whom are $25,000. If they have managed those vehicles very well, Peter, today issues of mobility for security will be a problem. And I can tell you, currently, go and see the military, go and see the police. Jammeh's time, from a rank of colonel, you have all your mobility. But colonels are now paying fares or using their private vehicle. Lieutenant captains with their vehicles. Why? Because he resourced the army. He resourced the security. That's why threats and counter-threats was next to suicidal if you try this country.
Yeah, the focuses are different because Jammeh was, investing in the army and, intelligence units because he was using them against the very people he's supposed to lead.
No, not using them. For example, today, Alhaji Barrow of TRRC, if they can remobilize, regroup, and put arsenals together to come and take over a legitimate government. Millions were pumped with those sophisticated weapons.
Yeah, but that was long before.
No, before that.
Before his association with the TRRC.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Because you're identifying him as Alaji Barrow of TRRC.
That's what I'm saying.
It was long before the TRRC.
If it is me, Alaji cannot preach people. I do hear him in coffee time writing stories and articles. These are fake. Alaji cannot preach people. If he's really saw what he believes in, why did he left TRRC early? After amassing wealth, he's okay. If I was him...
We're not sure about that because people say the TRRC was not paying well.
No, ask how much. Let him come out and tell people how much was he earning. How much was he earning?
Do you know how much he was earning?
I don't know, but it's not free.
Yeah, definitely not free. But
that's what I'm saying. So if it is me, a coup plotter, I came to attack, and you believe that he'll be the chief investigator of a government attack, can I tell you this, Peter? Do you see why the TRRC component was removed? Do you hear it talking? Sorry, the 30th December issue was removed. The mass exodus of soldiers
from
hearing.
From the TRRC's
From TRRC.
focus. Okay.
They were removed. Why? Because they knew that a lot of implications will happen. Even alleged political parties, a lot of heads were part and parcel of this.
Oh, really?
I'm telling you. Why did they remove it? Gambia need to know the story. You will hear all
Tell us the story. So which parties were implicated?
No, I cannot tell you because they hide. I want them, those who are hiding, to come and tell people. So these are issues that are happening. So that's said and done. Peter, in issue of national security, I do tell people, even our defense, I'm part of Defense and Security Committee. I do
of the National Assembly.
I tell them, in defense and security, there is no politics. If you put politics in security, you are doomed as a country.
There's meant to be no politics.
No politics.
But is there politics in your defense and whatever committee in the National Assembly?
No, the idea is different political parties are selected members.
Yes.
Joined and move on. But sometimes also, whenever we reach an issue, there are issues that we talk off camera and whatever, publish outside. Yeah. When we reach a conclusion, we restore to vote. That is the traditional norm of National Assembly. Either you agree or you disagree. If the majority said yes, that's the end. And now, the Defense and Security Chair is headed by the government.
So that's what I'm saying. So politics will come into play.
No, all issues of parliamentary issues are all politics.
Yeah, okay.
But there are times whereby, even in security, we put politics away and we look at the national interest. It happens when we had the issue of the Jabang incident here, the killing of police officers. That day, it was a different game in the parliament for our committee. Everybody was committed. Everybody was thinking along the line that nationalism, we have to do this. But what do we hear? Political party X, the person who is a security of this political party, these institutions, security head saying this. We put it to them. It didn't happen. Now tell us, why are you lying to the Gambian people? If I hate Peter, let it be natural I hate him. But let me not put into issues that tomorrow, if they say you defend, you will not be able to defend. So these are countries, or a country that we all belong.
Okay. So communities like yours, Almameh, Jarol, whatever, these are, identified as the hotspots.
Yes.
What are the specific, you've done with the security, what are the specific humanitarian and territorial challenges affecting these areas? Territorial, of course, they will become smaller, but what about the humanitarian challenges?
Yeah, the humanitarian challenge is, for example, now, Senegalese, and Peter, one thing that I want to say to the Gambian people, we are surrounded by Senegal except the Atlantic Ocean. That is the norm that we said in learning now.
We can't do anything about that.
You understand? And I'm also telling you, the way we are surrounded by Senegal, the way they also surrounded us militarily. They have changed their status quo. Before, camps were at strategic area. But now, from Almameh down to, Amdalai and the sea here, all borderlines, where you have borderlines, all have Senegalese military installations with well-fortified structures of military. They are ready for us. They are prepared.
Why do they see us as a threat?
No, it's not about only that. It's not about a threat. It's about geopolitics. And again, also, interest of economic benefit.
Okay, you were going to talk about resources.
Yes.
So what have they discovered in the Gambia that's making them want to, take the country over, if you know?
No, I cannot analyze and say, okay, they made this survey X, Y, Z. What I'm just insinuating, the issue of the oil that they've discovered currently in Senegal, I'm just trying to say the proximity of where their oil and gas is. Looking at that of the Gambia, impossibility for us having it, I can say it is is at a very low percentage.
So if they have oil, it means we too must have oil somewhere.
We should have oil somewhere.
Okay.
But the other issue is they can use all their tactics in terms of gains. For example, today in terms of transferring goods and services to Senegal, it's a nightmare. You cannot be sending your rice and sugar just like that. And they using the strategic approach to make sure they control their porous borders. It is only the Gambia where you have the like of Karang, the like of Senoba, the like of Silit, Mandinaba Silit. These are the hotspots. Apart from that, the rest of those areas are just porous. People can enter, go and in and out freely. So resource-wise, Senegal is making their homework in terms of they're thinking ahead of Gambia. They're thinking and say, okay, features could be this. If we claim and get a whole of our territory, we can do whatever we want. And now, they are also putting this notion that we control the presidency. We control the intelligence. Do you know the antenna in Kanilai clocks or links up to Dakar? They can communicate to Dakar freely. On Earth, even in Jawara, the Confederation, it didn't happen, that of Jammeh. But today they can communicate freely. I was told that if in State House, you are in State House, they can even communicate to the Palais de la Senegal. So you see how taken we are.
Yeah, but you can do that with a normal call, can't you?
No, it's not about call. It's about intelligence gathering and sharing. As I'm telling you, the people, soldiers in Fonyi, are tracking and saving all routes that they are taking in the entire forest. After they are done, they've already mapped Fonyi. And they do the same in the Gambia. And now, the interesting part is even this joint patrol within the country here. Though I see the Nigerians, they're normal. Ghana, we are all French, we are all British style. It's more. And in security, it is also more collaborative of countries that you share common values and issues together than countries. French, and I'm also telling you, Gambian soldiers, I went to, there is a village in Kasama, not far from Afonyi. I forgot the village. One of my brother was an ex-soldier. When we went and he went on this traditional treatment, we were sitting at the compound in Casamas, less than even 25 kilometers from our area. He said, brother, do you see this gun? From a Senegalese soldier. He said, do you see this gun? I said, yes, I saw the gun. I said, these are state house weapons. I said, which state house? He said, Gambia.
Oh.
So the allegations that are going on that our weapons are in the hands of Senegal is true. And for me, I live in the borderline. And I know since 2017 what was happening. And when you look at them, and now the weapons that they have, we all know the caliber of how the French weapons, and that of British will be very different. And do you know?
So you're suggesting they're carrying more English weapons than French weapons?
Yes! English weapons are different.
And they probably got these weapons from here.
That's it, because 2016 was just like, help me to be in State House. The rest, control the security, even if it leads towards, Senegal taking everything. The mistake, the whole blood issue that we have as a country is Coalition 2016. That's why I do tell them, our ancestors will not forgive them.
But Coalition 2016?
Yes.
It brought us Barrow, and we're enjoying a democracy.
No, democracy on one side. What democracy is that?
Well,
Barrow will go to political rallies and threaten that no to alliance in Fonyi. You will either be yes to alliance by force. That is democracy.
He did that?
Yes, in Bondali. Threats. You either join me or else I'll stop you. He laid that threat.
Stop how? By...
No, he said, we are in against his.
Yes.
Following Jammeh.
Yes.
But he said, the Noto alliance who are following Jammeh will sooner, by force, be yes to alliance, or else.
You cannot stand in any further election.
No, not election. He'll make sure they don't exist. This was principally what he means. And people were clapping.
Oh, come on. And you take that to be serious?
No, how many people were arrested and bullied? Here in Talindin, they organized a fundraising. They were tear gas. They cannot go and seek a permit. They are tear gas. They are denied permit. And he's cooking with the police on that. For example, today, if political party who is just a movement will come and say, I want to work on a rally, they are given. And I can tell you for free, that drummer who call himself presidential advisor, Dusano, is crisscrossing in Fonyi. The day a day or two that happens, he went to block.
Yeah, he's looking for support for his party.
So if
there's nothing wrong with that.
No, if he's supporting for Barrow, the condition in that borderline is not helpful. What is he supporting for? And yesterday or on Sunday, he went to my area in Balen. You know the interesting part that I do tell my people, when it was the heat period of running, pregnant women suffering, people were killed in the borderline. You know, animals were missing.
When was this?
It was around 19, 20, 23, 24. Fonyi was a hotspot area. And I do tell activists, never would we hear them saying about some of these ill issues that happen in Fonyi. You know, when the three sons of Karunor were shot in the border in Casamas, it was only the Red Cross of Senegal that came and sympathized. No Gambian came. I am telling you for record. So Fonyi is just like an issue wherever you have. But now they have that guts to go to the borderline and say we are politicking. I just look at them and laugh and said, you cannot fool the masses.
Okay. Against all that is happening, you know, along a common border with Senegal, both sides have issued statements. The Gambia has issued a statement through the office of the government spokesman. And of course, Senegal has also issued a statement. Do you think they have adequately addressed the issue, adequately informed the public about what is going on?
You know, the problem is, I got a hint that the first attempt of soldiers who came to block were arrested. When they were arrested...
These were what, Senegalese soldiers?
Senegalese soldiers.
Okay.
It was not what we saw on the 16th happen.
Okay.
It happens before that on the 16th.
Okay, so the Senegalese who first came...
When they came, they are arrested, prepared to be taken. That was the alleged that I got information. So when they were told to be sent to Kanilai, they were told from top. I don't know which top. Top means we all know what top is all about. That released them. They were released. On the 16th or 15th, this is the time that Senegalese said, look, we have more mighty arsenals than these people. We saw what they have. Let's come all out. Bulldozers, armor tankers, heavy weapons were surrounded. And they told the soldiers, if you don't comply, we'll shoot. I have an AK-47. Can I start with an armor tanker?
Okay, all right.
So I was just left. Soldiers were crying. Left dumped. And I can tell you, where is our weapons? The problem still we are facing is fear. If you want to be a president, three things should be in your common things. One, you have to kill people who are not ready to uphold the peace and tranquility of this country.
Just to become president?
What I'm saying is stability of a country. If any nuisance want to take refuge in this country,
but not.
No, wait. Wait.
The first thing,
I have issues.
The first responsibility you
wait.
have as a president,
every president
is to protect,
must have that.
to protect,
for example,
protect
today,
life.
Peter, if I come to kill you in your house with weapons and whatever, what do you expect? Or if you want to do coups?
Oh, but we're talking about the responsibility of
No, that's
a
what I'm
president.
saying is that responsibility anchored on causes.
A president should not be
The
expected.
other thing also, you should also be prepared to be lashing people. They have to be punished. But if you want everything free of charge, corruption, take whatever you like, anything that you do is just like a game. Enjoy. The ambience group, we saw them. This government is all about ambience.
Ambience is in what? Partying.
Partying, what do we have as a country? A minister will be a minister today, story buildings. Go and see Senegal. Alleged are flowing all over in Senegal that most of our elites, key positions in this country are having luxurious houses in Senegal. What they accused before, today is happening. They will not come and tell people. And now, they have learned based on the Janneh Commission. Peter, you have your son, or your son's son, or the daughter, or whatever. They will change names. Not becoming Peter, because I'm a position holder. I will only register myself as one now. Interesting times ahead. If Barrow leaves power, you'll be very shocked. The revolutions of commission that will impact in Barrow's government. Where is the Auditor General? The auditing that he has started, where is it?
Well, the Auditor General is in his place.
The former, I mean.
You said, where's the Auditor General?
So these are all issues that I
He's
think.
in the National Audit Office.
So all these are issues that are happening in a country like the Gambia. But I'm telling you, if we are not very, very careful, diplomacy, we use it.
My question is, both sides have issued statements. Are you satisfied with the statements?
No, for me, it was just like the statement is about push and pull. Who will hold strings and becomes more powerful than the other? Senegal is not regretting what had happened. I don't know whether you read their statement. There is no sort of regret of what they did. This is one part. Secondly, they are also showing that their territorial integrity will not be compromised. Third, they are ready to move forward. Whatever may happen. Then the fourth one is about diplomacy. The fifth is what they did. They want forcefully for government to realize and wake up that we've been telling you. The Gambian government came, they didn't even send it. You know, what had happened. Thank you to soldiers for whatever they didn't fight, elements or whatever. What did they say? Did they put any harsh word that our territorial integrity will never be compromised? It happens in my last parliamentary debate. A minister came, you remember, former Minister of Defense, that said that our territory will not be compromised whatever with Senegal. He came and said he didn't say it. You played the audio here saying that you said this, and this was from you. So they have the fear that if I now say Senegal, right, enough of this nonsense, they will remove their soldiers here. They'll move away. Then Gambian soldiers will be left to take position against Barrow. That's why I'm telling you, Barrow, even he wants next election.
You're suggesting that Barrow does not trust the Gambia armed forces.
He doesn't trust. Go to barracks. Nothing is there. Arms and ammunition.
But the army has denied this. The army has come out.
The army will deny it. Army is just a disciplined force. Army is a disciplined force. What do they show when Senegalese came with their might? What did they show? AK-47 and some of these light weapons. Go to banks. Go to our borderline. Senegalese in the borderline are more equipped than that of the Gambia.
Yeah, they have more resources. Not
about resources. Where is the resources that Gambia had?
They have more
weaponry that was here. Where are they? And I heard that 2017 they destroyed some of those bullets and others that they think is no more is useful. And now this goes to people who are parading with messages saying Gambia doesn't need an army. So we are paying the risk of it. This is an example. A country of an independent.
But surely this can be resolved diplomatically.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
They can be resolved. But the problem is.
So what should be the what should be the appropriate diplomatic, legal, even security response going forward? Just so that we wrap up this conversation.
You know the issue, Peter.
Yes.
Most of the people that I do say gear towards some of these elements. Now, if you look at examples of countries where you see Cameroon, Nigeria, the Pakistan border peninsula, what did they do? They didn't confront and say demolish this company or demolish this area. They went through International Court of Justice in 2022. Yeah. And that was resolved. Yeah. Now look at Ethiopia and Eritrea. Yeah. These were all resolutions. Somalia and Kenya.
International arbitration.
So now, if, for example, look at Burkina Faso and Mali. Yeah. But now, if Senegal would say, we'll use the approach of demolition rather than diplomacy.
So you would suggest arbitration by an international panel.
Yeah, use diplomacy. Mm-hmm. The head of state of the Gambia should meet the head of state of Senegal and discuss on a final note that one, if you say this is your border, this is my border. We have colonial boundaries. What is stopping the Gambia to be more resourceful, to go to pay an air ticket, to go to the British archive and even consult the British that we want the original map of the Gambia? And the Gambia also go to France.
Or Senegal go to France.
Or Senegal go to France,
yes,
and say we want the original map of Senegal. This could be used.
Yes.
But the problem that I'm saying is, I may not even foresee some of those elements. Because why? What causes those pegs to be in the borderline of Funis? If those pegs are still there, can they discuss and agree and say, look.
Yeah. So these maps would establish the veracity, the authenticity of those pegs.
Exactly. But the problem, what I was also told, Senegal Gambia Secretariat, anytime Senegal comes in the border, they have more equipment, more tools, far ready than the Gambia. So no meeting will work properly. Because if you said, okay, this is Peter, no, I said, no, this is Gibba. If you say test the tool, they test the tools. And GPS, you can program in such a way that it can even float up. Okay. So the idea is, I think the Minister of Lands also, what a discussion that I also had with him, he should work towards, pushing the unit to make sure they could bring lasting solution diplomatically. And the president should warn his fellow counterpart in a strong voice.
Warn?
Yes, he should warn.
Not dialogue, warn.
Dialogue is going diplomatically. Warning also should come up.
Okay. And he should
But
warn him what?
He should warn and say, whatever disagreement happens, let's maintain diplomacy than confrontation. This is a declaration of war. What the Senegalese soldier in Bloc did is a declaration of war. If, for example, the Gambian soldier are not matured enough to use diplomacy, what would happen? It shouldn't And now, interestingly, that I will also tell you, Peter, any war between Gambia and Senegal will be bloodshed. Because why? Far part you have Senegalese. In the middle you have some chunks of rebels. Do you know Koram? Kanyamina Koram. Where you are from Bloc, you go to Koram. Koram, they also have a hiding rebels of Jakai.
They're hiding rebels of Jakai.
Jakai, in Senegal, I mean. They have a rebel base in Koram. And in Koram also, they have a Senegalese base. They watch eye to eye, know the location where they are, but they will never fight. So if war erupts and Gambian soldiers also counter them, what will happen? And in the banks of the river, in the banks of the country, along the Soma-Basse highway, we have Senegalese troops there. And in the other part, we also have Gambian troops. What will happen? We are living in a time and bomb. And the resolution should be now or never. If they don't solve this problem, border issues are very critical. And now you will not see a Gambian soldier dying, shot by a Senegalese soldier when a Gambian soldier is standing. A Senegalese soldier will also see a Senegalese soldier dying when a Senegalese soldier is also watching. What will happen? So it means we have to be ready to compromise in diplomacy, and again also be very cautious militarily, how we mingle, and we know that we have three main forces. The rebels are in the other part, that is against in Senegal. The Gambian soldiers are in the other part, that is in the territory of the Gambia. And the Senegalese soldiers are also in the Gambia, in the interest of President Adama Barrow and the interest of Senegal. So you think they will submerge issues of this? And I can tell you, when that issue occurs, I live in Foye, I'm a representative of Fonyi. Anything that happens in the border, the Senegalese soldier in Fonyi and that of Buyam will be combat ready. And they'll face the highway towards the Casamas end. What is he showing? Are you a Gambian? You are only here against the protection of the president and whatever, but not to be pointing to where bullets and guns are also loading. Okay. So these are issues that I think the lasting solution is the president should awake. It's not about saying, okay, foreign minister go. The president should wear his shoes with high echelons and go and meet his counterpart, Senegal president.
And in the meantime, what about the people affected? What advice would you have for your people?
Yeah,
for the people of the entire Fonyi area, especially the farmers who used to farm land that they now don't have access to.
Yeah, for me, what I played a role when I became a National Assembly member in 2022 April. Borderline is my area. I visit them a lot, and I thank the former command of the Kanilai 4th Infantry Battalion. That I would say is legally against the will.
Let's address the people. You know, I mean, you're talking now to the people
what I mean is thanking them for the sole being a representative. I use the military in Kanilai, not Senegalese soldiers. The Gambia Armed Forces from Kanilai, going to Balen, going to Karunor, all those borderline, go visit them and discuss. One, don't enter into a boundary of Senegal that is disputable. Okay. Stay in your land, farm in your territory. Secondly, don't go into cutting woods or timber. That doesn't belong to the Gambian people. Stay put. Third, make sure, and we've also did the training of because that time it was high in terms of bullets flowing into the Gambian. Militarily, we did the training where they understand the sound of a cell coming, how would they maneuver. We did all those trainings in my belt end. And the other thing that I've also thanked the Gambia Armed Force in that end, whenever it happens, even they cannot do anything, they will show their presence.
To reassure the people.
To reassure the people. Okay. And again, within the borderline, any community that is affected,
so once they see once they see Gambian,
when they see the Gambian troops,
they should
come
down. Okay.
And also when they see the Gambian, I'll also join them and make sure and tell them, let nobody leave. But one is, don't go into Senegal. Because when you go, you are seen, you time as a rebel.
Yeah.
Don't go and cut their firewood. Don't go and even cut their Dita and others. You
Yes.
name them. I told them, avoid. And even you are farming in their lands, go to our area or even go to a neighbor village and say, okay, our lands are in the other part. Can I farm here? I said the community will understand. And I went and talked to the alcalos in the border.
Okay.
That if Musa is from Balen, his farmland is in Casamance, but he wants to farm in Funtan, please give him access for him to do. So that collaboration was also
Very
built
good, very
around
good,
that particular.
very
So
good.
I make sure that not only me, but militarily also. And again, I organize forum discussions, reassurance. And again also, all those border alcalos, they have the number of the commander in Kanila.
Okay.
So any changing occurs a commander, I'll go with that commander and make sure that at least this is a new commander, this is his number. Any problem that occurs now, do have their number and come in. So it's been going very well, and we thank them for their support, definitely. And it has also paid dividends, even in terms of Balen, where before they encroached and graded all around that area. I was there. So they stopped that area.
Fantastic.
And agreement has also been restored that you've pushed in the boundary. And also in Karunor, when they came, I was there with Senegal and Gambian soldiers. I told them, what is the spec for? Let's respect the spec until the commission, whatever, or until the border issues are done. And I also went to Kantimba. When the cell was landed, they evacuated that particular cell. When the soldiers, Senegalese, I approached them and said, this is the peg. We don't trust the equipment. What we trust is this peg.
Okay.
And we resort to this peg.
But as long as that is disputed, people should avoid it until everything
we
is
make
resolved.
sure that all my songs, audios, meeting them, I go in passing.
Fantastic.
Avoid issue of Senegal. And I even told them lastly what I was
don't start another one here.
I'm just trying to tell you, because disputes are also coming up. Me, I take responsibility of telling them that going to Senegal and farming cannabis is like you're creating suicide to yourself.
Farming cannabis?
Yes.
Oh.
Because Senegal is a hotspot.
So they were doing that?
Some of them will go and even be in Senegal. They will not be in the Gambia. They will just go and stay in Senegal.
They shouldn't do that.
So what I'm just trying to tell you, because Peter, what I'm just telling you, in a leader, you have to study your people and know what they're doing. If they are doing things that are not right, stand and tell them that this is wrong.
And you tell them.
And I do tell them. And anything that is also occurring in Senegal that is not correct, I'll also stand and voice out and meet the government that this is wrong.
Honorable Gibba, thank you very much.
Jar Oil. The company have filling stations across the country, and our rates are relatively cheaper than anyone else across the country. Jar Oil is the biggest producer and distributor of cement in the country with the most competitive prices in the market.
sant yàlla.
looy xaar utal Wave nga scan nga fay te nag doo ci yokku dara.
If you're an entrepreneur and your business is not yet registered, if you're looking to grow your registered business, or you're an accomplished professional, our Elevate program supports you with access to finance, access to markets, access to capacity building. Sign up now or refer a friend at ecobank.com/elevate. Elevate by EcoBank. A better way, a better Africa.